Consciousness had been trapped by the doctor. So much time has already passed since then. And Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time. And then Nahida won't have any more new problems to deal with. Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Anyway, for Nahida's sake, maybe we should think about
Look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? But never mind that. What brings you—
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. That's when I saw you two all the way over there. Chat. Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to— Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two?
Thanks, but no need. Oh.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross— So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few—
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going-away party or— Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru—
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler and Paimon.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru. All that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port! Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine! Paimon's heard that the industry here is just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do! What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can... So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? To learn about a nation nation's god start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity.
Excuse me. Can I help you too?
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be...
Play? Oh, no.
Really? Like, a real trial?
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on... Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that?
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
You're a Treese? Is it some kind of machine, too? Oh, Paimon, wait. Paimon almost forgot to ask you...
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
Huh. I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Huh. Is the Hydro...
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with a nation.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kind...
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking.
Yes, you're right. I get...
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but...
Alright! I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her. Hello there.
Huh? I'm fine.
Oh, okay then.
About many things, actually. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids.
You're pointing at the sea.
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. He would skip and jump, tossing, but now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is... We were just talking with your sister.
I see.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We...
So, what did Lynette mean just now when...
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still...
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake?
Please, don't take offense.
Oh! No, by the way, we were just...
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, please follow me. You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it's...
So...
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration, if you don't have one. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I, of course, seeking an audience with me, I, Fosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro.
Yeah. Paimon still can't believe it, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was... Miss Hydro Archon?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. You had best stop and consider. Do you really?
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina. Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh,
Of course. That's the blonde
I've got to...
You may consider this my reward to...
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Cloren. Unfortunately,
Oh, yeah, she's right.
On Araneus, criminals are...
you see. Then,
Right. This is...
Why do you care so much about the crowd's react? Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court?
according to Fontaine law, no one...
Oh, so...
You call that obvious?
Precisely!
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil. I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy.
Great magician Linny.
As a magician who just rained on your parade, so, with such an audience gathered here,
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Lenny do that?
there. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to.
Huh? I'm not.
Amusing. Very,
Performance? You see all this as a
In which case, consider the matter of your but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, So, now do you see?
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a...
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine.
But isn't the Opera House where...
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. And speaking of performances...
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? You really mean it? This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps...
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... I'm not sure exactly when it began. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed...
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have already been completely submerged.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day!
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a... Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone...
What's this?
What? You mean...
No, I believe in the prophecy. The story says that people once lived in the ocean, but as time wore on, people desired to live on land and develop. So, if you ask me, when the water...
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I...
So you're the blonde travel. Oh, a magic. Thanks.
Huh? I don't want. Life is all about
You should still take it.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that.
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes.
Is there anything else you need to do before we...
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a work...
So, you want to collect materials?
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need...
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect for maritime flowers.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too.
No way. I'm in powers.
Fine.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House?
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl. She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. Watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should... You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll... All right, let's go.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? She said, what should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also be trying to lure us. Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief. Yeah, let's go.
Are you sure that's all she took?
No, that was all. Anyway, I should be going now.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her.
I saw the general direction she went, but
Oh, did you get her?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all.
if you want to play at being a hero, at least
You're right, you're right. I have to admit that the thief was... But at least we were able to get the stolen items back.
What a slippery little thief.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious...
This is an aqua bus. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after...
so you mean it's still boring, even
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us.
whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Oh, excuse me. Aren't you the great magician Lin?
Hello. I don't believe we've...
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on...
It's an honor to meet you.
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey? Amazing! I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who's who, would I? Wow, today must be my... So, Charlotte, what do you usually Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly... You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a... For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships. Or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is... Oh, I just remembered! I've been following a case lately. Well,
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
that's right! These stories are the talk of the... If I'm the first with a draft ready... Oh! When that happens, I bet... Oh! So, what is the... That's right! The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappeared. But the scariest part is that to this day, many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case. But shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way,
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear.
Please don't imagine that, Linny.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well.
I have an interview to get to. I should get going.
Okay, I'm on hope.
Bye now. Oh,
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first?
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This...
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Before I forget, the Traveler and I
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials.
That's our Fremine. Oh.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and...
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the sky... When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play... Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. It rained for longer than I suspected.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. On the day of the performance, just ride the aquabus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Oh, are you...
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take... I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introvert.
No trouble at all! Don't...
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, no need!
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some.
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying,
Whoa. So, is Linny actually
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's...
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest...
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Well, it's a little complicated, but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium.
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself. When a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice, and...
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard, but... Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable... Oh, yeah! So that means...
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called... It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're...
You again? Didn't I already...
Yeah, but how do we know?
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first? If Confrere of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's...
You're from Northland...
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine?
Long story short, but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting.
Hey, you!
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the trap.
You kidding? Listen to me, boy.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler.
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with her, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Paimon's sure this won't take long.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
What's your deal, Brad?
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Huh?
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydropower.
Strange. How could that happen?
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? And don't...
Well, I guess it's...
Huh? What kind of...
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me.
Maybe you...
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell in... It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. Because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me.
But what is it?
She never explained that. But in my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar!
That's just, it takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? So why don't you just go ask your master?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since but it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a
Oh, it sounds like—
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but oh, seems the time really—
What? More work?
And no, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been—
Official champion?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court. They're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. And the worst case scenario is, though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice.
So, do many people
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually— Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with. Which is apparently the one I'm meeting today, Clarend.
Well, that's child for ya.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Huh? Your vision?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel. So, Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
That sneaky guy. Well, since we don't have— Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around— sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light— It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially— Oh, sorry about that. But, hey. Lenny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus! Whoa! Now this is fancy! Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much.
I guess if there are, kid.
Maybe this is one of the
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges. Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare—
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? If you were hearing their
Rather than worrying about them, don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in.
Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world!
I can tell, Judge, but you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started and... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here...
Ooh, front row seats!
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lenny. Oh, these should be our seats. Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation. Oh, you little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so, wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry, oh, Paimon's got it.
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with... Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself.
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in...
Wait.
I saw you. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him.
Ooh,
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparation.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Ooh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she...
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show... I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough, in which case, I have ample time. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, now please, everyone pay very close attention to the
Wow! How's he Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up?
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to add, like this. 60, 59, 58. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be— Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see— Come on, repeat—
60!
That's right, perfect!
54, 53, why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might—
40, 39, 38! Mr. Lenny, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem—
25! What's wrong, Mr. Lenny?
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration.
Never mind the decoration.
No, that's unacceptable. I want—
19!
It seems things aren't— It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be 10 seconds and change is—
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened? Is this part of the show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use—
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still—
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that—
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap, and there are many indications that it is
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned.
I know. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances.
Huh? Why me? This whole
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians...
That can't be right. He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the...
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that you...
I just think that he... Well...
But what Lady Farina said just now...
A kidnapping and murder.
That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support... But with Linny's help, our little duel ended, so no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. Are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Linny and his troupe are all potential suspects, and the audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long.
Linny!
Sorry about everything.
Of course!
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Good to hear. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was pure. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull—
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city. Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy...
I think they look cute on you,
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be a good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating...
Oh, well... I'm afraid that would involve some of
the secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. 'Tis truly a pity. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth, we should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation team's... Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina...
Huh? What do you...
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cowell. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with... This is the real mystery. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding all these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere act. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was...
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't...
So in just a short time, he was not only... I know there's no such thing as magic. I've seen a lot of cases. And I can tell you that people... Sorry, I tend to... Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourself.
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look, most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit. So if a rope meant... Wait, why don't you write all this down?
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
From mediating disputes and provide... And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus.
Huh?
Well...
My apologies, demoiselle.
No need. You don't have to call me boss.
Okay. Yep.
All merely trifling... That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest, judging from the look of things...
Really? We think so too, but how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever. But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to... Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And...
Sounds more like you just don't...
Well, what's your opinion? I must... All right, I've answered...
Wait a minute, did that answer...
Well, I say it does. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well...
And why would that be?
Most astute of you, that no matter how wonderful the script, then if that can be done...
All right, that's quite a... Now, I need to make some prep...
Wait! Since...
Oh.
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag. You wish to save a friend from false accusation.
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations for... Sorry, but no one...
No, we're not leaving. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, so the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, but still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. We Melazines are good at that sort of...
So, It's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Go ahead, have a look around.
Hello there.
Oh, this location, the seats were all booked in advance. So we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity. Sure, it's not like this is confidential. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made... Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House. The Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all.
Were the victims...
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart...
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom...
The investigation team has some new...
See, I told you. What if the machine...
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience. Well, we thought there might be a serious...
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't I'm sure you already know that you have to make... In other words, Linny...
That much checks out.
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
I see that you're investigating the... If you find any new and...
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why...
The thud? Oh.
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. And when the pyrotechnics went...
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right. Oh, that's true.
That does remind Paimon, though. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards...
Understood. Then I will be going with you.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable.
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? Sorry. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers?
Well, let's just say we're tagging along.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specific. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic, remembering the details of it.
Huh. Weren't there...
Ah, good eye.
The back? You mean the inside of the door?
Very good indeed. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what... Exactly.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member.
So that's how you did—
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight...
Right! You were talking that whole time—
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel used...
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick.
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our—
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. And yet, to think that someone was able to... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which... What?
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those and here's a broken vase!
That can't... Oh, these are the clothes that... Her clothes are here, but she...
Right! And do you... Ugh, this is so confusing.
Sis.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different
Whatever it is. What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the...
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with...
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of... Let's find a place to sort out our
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape?
They believe the odds of that are very... The guards have checked the area carefully. No one...
So the tunnel's become like a secret chamber.
The plot? No wonder Farina was so...
In other words, the charges are very...
Charges and then...
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the op. That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from a turn. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice had...
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make it then, finally.
Huh? So that machine is the one...
In practice, there is very little difference. Both if... yes, the guards also asked me to convey...
Huh? What?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' prop.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside, and even if that were not...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that!
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. I mean, what better way to properly...
Breaking out suddenly... Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon was...
What do you mean?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying...
Yes, I must be prepared to...
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two.
These three are quite the interesting... From the way you had these two guys carrying up, you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself!
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was just thinking.
Well, don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. Anyway, give the...
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might...
Tea is ready to be served as well. No need for
All right, then. However, we can assume that Linny and the magician twins could have committed the...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation, but resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding... Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen...
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True, but the only people left...
Could Halsey have secretly made modifications?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, nor does she have any motive.
Were we not from the sound of things? Your macarons are amazing, though.
They are my specialty after...
What? 5?
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might...
No. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons...
All right, we get it. Maloose, set up the stove.
Huh?
making sure everyone gets 3 macaroni.
Exactly.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg.
What?
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know what we're looking for yet. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied.
All right, thanks, Rena.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in what...
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny, and besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. That was to be expected of, but don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly
Since both parties are firstly, in order for the audience to understand the—
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and—
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30...
Huh?
Hey, hang on!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the—
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the—
Look at those scales. Could those be...
Well then, of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like—
So the serial disappearances were the—
I've got a feeling that what
That's irrelevant. All right.
Indeed. Your first priority is to prove yourself. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infight. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box. Are these claims true? Please answer my—
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might have—
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived—
Order! Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall—
So you would, in that case...
Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paimon, did we based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys? Not to set the wrong tone or anything.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before, but our organization is very, very large.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, that's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. But the truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us right. So, you be the judge. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, but still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry. Please.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your...
Of course. I'll answer any question you... We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want... During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath... From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this...
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75... So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the...
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnels, but...
Well, nothing. Which should have been impossible, of course. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown after that...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed, but like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly. If we want to refute the Hydro Archons... Huh?
Both parties have returned. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may
That at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he did not realize that this... Finally, he used the vase to knock her out! At this time, Cowell arrived, so Linny proceeded. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey. And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objection?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. According to Linny, he left. Linny went to the room that contains. Linny did not.
Attention! When the countdown started, but he immediately used a vent to... Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been the crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. Finally, he reached the surface.
In other words, you believe that he...
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell had... Assuming that what you say is true.
Oh, that?
That's well, your denial is very Of course I do. You're saying that he wasn't?
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny, the same clue you used to disprove his...
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Halsey is the missing person, and... Could there have been a third? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Huh? That can't be...
Oh! What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator... Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? Lenny was not in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have... No one entered or left... Lenny was not in... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have... The sound we heard may... Halsey's clothing was... The deceased's name is Cowell. The deceased's name is Cowell. No one entered... It would have been tough for both people to... Halsey's clothing was... The deceased's name is Cowell. It would have been tough for...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having...
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired...
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a...
Excuse my...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that... The sound we heard made... The deceased's name is The vase was not broken.
Paimon gets it! It all comes... Lynette escaped from the water tank. If there's a
How could a person ever be transformed into... Most magic tricks are ultimate...
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, guards, please step into the lounge and...
We are still examining the items. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's bag. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are...
the primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells... The notebook has many entries concerning... One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese. Along the notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is...
You gotta be kidding!
Could something so ridiculous act?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain...
Huh. If people can become water, does that... Just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just...
Order! Order! Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed guards. Please continue. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is...
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the...
The rope that strung the water tank up was... Now it seems like the hook rope was not... The water from the primordial sea... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the end... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of... Lynette was in the magic box... The deceased's name is Cowell.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with... When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water... Afterward, Cowell would enter the... But he encountered something...
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together.
Oh dear.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related.
On that note, the guards have just contacted. I shall now invite him on stage.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the... And we found an identical
What?
That can't be. Does this not, my dear Linny did not need, having made modifications to the bat upon his return. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell now as much. Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence. Is this the end?
Oh no! Seems you...
I think I believe this is indeed the... Now then, my good...
Excuse me, everyone!
Miss, I must...
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I'll show you an amazing trick. What in...
No offense, miss, but...
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about... But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick... Come on, Linny and Lynette. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so, I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceed. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me.
That'll teach you to
Where should I begin? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller,
That's how I make a living. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that—
well, and I thought that would have been the end of it. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? See, so I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costume. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need to tell... The strange sound... The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up. Lillian was a...
And it's Ace Detective Paimon! Having been selected out of her panic only intensified after hearing the commotion. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial... The two broke the flower with no way of escaping. That she would have to go through guard inspection if she...
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
At this point, all the events that happened in the...
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina.
What? Are you reading my mind? No. I have no further.
Wow. Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice, the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, with some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to... He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young... When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and burst. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and, however, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious. Lillian, according to her own statements, then... As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the From this reconstruction of events...
Hooray, Linny and Lynette!
While there is much in Linny, and this case at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared...
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think, how did you find the water from the primordial sea in...
Right!
Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes. I'm sure you know what you must do to...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one...
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secret... Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know.
Yes, our boss discovered that the water can cause people to... It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made...
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous... All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to... I guess. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth... That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave...
The Knave? The one who controls the...
That's right. And since back when our parents first died, to survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who... I took my sister through several streets until we found... To my surprise, we proved to be, before long, an aristocrat king.
So you went from orphan...
That was how we felt at first, too. But I gradually discovered he would constantly take me...
That doesn't seem too bad.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we were... The answer he gave me was... She caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. And I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of... All I saw was the moonlit
So... She don't...
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and Father, I mean, the Knave, might have... The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. I was hesitant to trust her, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save...
So, she...
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat... Today's case has also proven that people from Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the Knave, has their... To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world...
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets...
It's all right. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find...
Bye, Linny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us now?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And given that there's new evidence...
Ah, I see. Well, sorry.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stack... wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know...
Huh?
Well, I just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take—
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm!
Oh, wonderful! In that case, why don't—
Alright then, let's have a—
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here.
Oh, don't worry!
In that case, I'll—
Ooh, everything looks so good!
Why, of course! Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's—
And if it's not?
Well,
Yeah! Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a
Oh, true.
Huh? Paimon? Speaking of cases...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us...
Right? Yet it was
Ugh. If only that guy could...
In such investigations, even the smallest step, to be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. It's all right. Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your few—
That's true. We didn't have—
I see. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to—
Yeah, we've heard that she's super—
Well,
guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending. And
could you suggest something a little—
all right, here's another. I can personally testify that this one works.
that might—
Valid point. I hope— all right, no— You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might— Why don't we give it a try after this—
Huh? Paimon, did you drink
was this your drink?
No, it's fine.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fonta anyway.
Is that so? Huh. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go—
Yeah, we're— Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so... normal.
Okay.
Hey, Navia! What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing.
Let's...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, in any case,
see ya! People around anymore.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Ugh.
Vache?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? Huh? Hang on. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... My dear Vache... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Wait. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land? Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I also remember, no matter where I went, Vache would go with me. But now, we can... No! Our reunion, the thought of me gives him no suck. If you meet Vache, tell him perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the water, if only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did... Is that what you call it? Dissolve. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time. I think I hear your companion. It's time. Farewell then. I am glad that...
Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, Demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is... Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Huh. I'm sure they've known about me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating, no matter what. Regardless, thank you for your...
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss...
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and not even... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too!
Oh, come now. Forget all that... As such, we're still partners.
It will take
If it were me, I...
All right, you
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that happen?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is prepared.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But that's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and...
But why would they go after us too?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of. Speaking of which, did anything strange...
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the Traveler fainted just now. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was... Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing.
New intel? Why...
well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh... Vache. That name doesn't ring since he saw that young woman dissolve, but he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolve. Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really... And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head. We also have some plans to go over, and hope.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely...
It's right up ahead, but...
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted any...
Very good.
I shall find rooms for our...
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue
This is your base?
Your accommodations have been arranged.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone.
To be honest, our financial situation...
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to...
No. I'll explain it myself. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they called 3 years ago. He was accused of murdering his own friend.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was... But strangely, that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could... 3 years later, how could he protect his honor if he's dead? The closest piece of info I have is that...
Ah, so that's why you're so...
That's right. I've also tried to invest... However, I believe that if the... I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died. And now, here I am investigating his death.
Demoiselle, please.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that.
Wait! If Callus was such a...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf.
But how could...
There is one other thing.
Oh, her? Yeah, that's not the sort of...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the... She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but there was only a...
It's not that I don't...
Don't worry, Navia.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensured that... Yes, that is our understanding as...
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with... thanks.
Yeah. Paimon.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Paimon slept, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have a...
Paimon gets the feeling that you're... But never mind that.
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating...
Wait, so you...
How could I? Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to...
Does that mean...
No. There is one ray of hope, and that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. If the Oceanid you met is one of the...
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? In that case, let's go talk to him!
No, it's nothing. The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't...
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes...
No. What I meant to say...
Oh, yes, I remember.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're...
All right, then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is...
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur...
It's all right.
So you're not...
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I...
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to touch?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name... There are no records of him either in the files or in...
Traveler? What if it was...
Is that so? All right, then.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus...
And what? Are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing. If you truly regret my father, why didn't you give me the power to stop him from everything? There are still so many things. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kind. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you. Oh well. In any case, my apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia.
I'm fine. Rain.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when—
Now that I think of it, on the day my—
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered in the rain. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that. But didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer Yeah! And if that's what had happened—
I really think I found a true— Alright, let's go to Poisson. With the—
Yeah! We're gonna make progress for sure this time!
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great. Let's go then.